Hello, Mogswamp, and welcome to the Minecraft Community Podcast.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Of course, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, username, pronouns, like what you do, that kind of stuff?
Sure. Yeah. Mogswamp is the username. With pronouns, I tend to just say any. I'm sort of like I treat it like a Pokemon thing. I'm just trying to catch them all, you know.
That's fair.
Um, so I'm comfortable with any pronouns. But yeah, the Mogswamp username, that's actually kind of a fun story. 10 years ago when I was starting my YouTube channel, my Minecraft YouTube channel, because I had other ones before this one. Um, I wanted to pick out sort of a word that when you Googled it in quotations, no search results would come up. That way I could sort of track how many people, how many search results I generated with my channel. And so if you Google Mogswamp in quotes, you know that all of them are me because back before I had the channel, nothing used to come up.
Yeah,
So yeah, my friend and I just kind of made up nonsense words, going back and forth until we had something kind of catchy. So there's really no like meaning behind it. It's just pretty random.
cool. Well, it kind of has some meaning now, I guess, because slime spawn in swamps in Minecraft, and
Yeah, it kind of got meaning.
slimes also spawn in superflat.
A lot of people have drawn that connection, and it's like not intentional, but it's really cool. So
Yeah,
I like it.
and with my username, my old username @meal245 used to be the same way, but when I changed it to a Temiel, I decided it wasn't the exclusively in search results anymore, so that was okay though.
Yeah, it's catchy. So,
Yeah, it's also
I mean, the
catchy.
whole search results thing was just something I chose to do. But then you look at creators like Dream or Ninja who got super big with like a very common five letter word. So, obviously, there's multiple ways you can go about picking out a username, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. So how did you get into Minecraft?
Yeah, so this is a fun little story that I like to tell of this kid at the bus stop. His name was Andrew. He actually had a YouTube channel as well, but he would come to the bus stop every morning because my the end of my driveway was like the bus stop where everybody would come. So we would talk, and he kept telling me about this Minecraft game over and over again. He was talking about like TNT cannons, and I'd like kind of heard about it online, but I didn't really know what it was about. And I just remember he was like, "Do not get this game. You will totally lose your life to this game. It's so addicting. Don't get this game." So I wasn't gonna get it, and then my brother decided to buy it for me. And sure enough, it was so addicting that the first night we played it, we just pulled an all-nighter. I remember like the sun coming up and the birds like started to chirp outside, and I was like, "What the heck? It's already 6 a.m."
Yeah, Minecraft is truly something special.
Yeah, and I always laugh about how he said the game would take over my life 10 years ago at the bus stop, and now,
It
you
did.
know, 10 years later I'm still playing and it's my full-time job, so it totally did.
Yes. It would be nice for Minecraft to be my full-time job, but I'm not that big yet.
Oh, you got to keep pushing. You got to That's the
Yes,
dream, because less than a year ago I was still uh it was just a dream for me as well.
that's true. I mean, there's kind of a big difference between our sizes. You're 400,000 something around there subscribers.
Yeah, I think this time last year I would have been at like maybe 15, 20K. I think I hit 10K on Valentine's Day of 2022.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a crazy year. It basically happened all in one year.
And I'm at a pretty laughable 967.
No, that's respectful.
Thank
That's
you.
respectable. The first 100 are always like a grind.
Yes. Once I hit like after 300, the first 300 were the grind for me, and then after 300, I started getting into shorts, and I hit 300 at the beginning of 2023, despite having my channel since April of 2021, and it's been nothing but up and up since then.
Yeah, shorts are a great way to generate growth, but it
Definitely.
is crazy. It took me 10 years to reach 10K subs, and then, I reached 500K in the next year. So it is crazy how everybody always talks about how it's exponential, and it really is true. Like once you get the ball rolling, it goes pretty fast.
Yeah. What is your main inspiration for starting YouTube?
That one's interesting. I mean, like, I could definitely say my main inspiration for starting Minecraft on YouTube was Ethos Lab, 100%. He was the first Minecraft YouTuber I ever watched, and I'm still a big fan to this day. So definitely Etho inspired me to do the Minecraft thing on YouTube, but I actually had different YouTube accounts going all the way back to 2007. And I can't really say that there was a main inspiration for me starting to do it other than just, when I was like 11, I really loved YouTube and I just wanted to upload anything I could. So I would just upload the most random stuff, kind of like a lot of little kids do. Um,
Yeah.
this was like early days of YouTube before a lot of people even knew about the site. So, yeah, my main inspiration for starting YouTube in general, I really couldn't tell you because it was so long ago. And I don't really know what I was thinking when I was 11. But definitely for Minecraft on YouTube, I got to give Ethos Lab a shout out.
Yeah, that's respectable. I don't think I didn't watch YouTube when I started playing Minecraft, but Looney was the one who inspired me to get into more advanced Minecraft, and then
Oh,
you
no way.
inspired,
I love Looney.
and then you inspired me even more to go push further and do more
That's so
building.
cool. Yeah, Looney's a really cool guy.
Yeah. And is there anyone who you see as a superior builder to yourself?
Oh, tons of people for sure. I mean, especially when it comes to creative building, there's like this group of creative builders that I hang out with called the Bakery.
Yes, I've heard of them.
And yeah, there's a couple really standout builders. I mean, Junipe and Snarple are probably a couple of my favorites from that group. But then if you're ever on Twitter, there's an account called Burning Arrow, or I think it's like Burning A is the at. Uh, they have some of the most insane builds I've ever seen, and a lot of the Japanese Twitter Minecraft community, for some reason, the builders are really talented. But I would say, in terms of survival building, I might be up there for sure. I mean, art is subjective, but there aren't that many builders who build it in survival, especially like YouTubers. So yeah, I would say maybe I'm up there in terms of survival builders, but there's a lot of creative builders that are just so insane and they have skills that I don't even, they can use the
Yeah.
building tools that I have no idea how to use.
Yeah, like there's like a bunch of Perlin functions in World Edit, like
Yes.
with fast async World Edit, and I kind of know the basics of it, but
Yeah, I have a
it gets
very
real
basic
complicated
understanding
real
of it
quick.
for sure. Yeah, I have a really basic understanding of it, but I think once you learn those tools, it like depends when you're saying best builder, like what your goal is, right? Because those guys can build like 10 times faster than I can because they've mastered these tools. But at the same time, I think building slower and on a smaller scale maybe encourages more detail. Like I'm a very detail oriented builder. So I want like every single nook and cranny to have some little thing to look at. Whereas I think a lot of the creative builders are doing like massive scale builds for Instagram or Twitter. And the builds are so big that they're not really concerned about the tiny little details. So, like I said, art is subjective. It's all about what your goal is.
Yeah. So, why did you choose to start a super flat world, and why did you choose to continue it for all these years, especially in survival mode?
Yeah, this is something this is a question I get all the time, and I've thought about it a lot. I don't think there's like any one reason why I kept going, but I have some idea. But in terms of why I started playing Super Flat Survival, it was just something I think I saw on Minecraft r/Minecraft on the subreddit. Um, Back when the game first released like fully, so like when it switched from beta to just full release 1.0. I think that was the update that officially added super flat. And back then, I don't think there was even, yeah, villagers weren't fully in the game yet. So it was like a really short challenge because without the ability to get like villager trading, you couldn't do redstone. Like it was a very limiting challenge at first. And it was just something yeah, like I said, I think I saw it on the subreddit, and me and my friend Pyro started playing it together just to try it out. And I had never done Skyblock or anything, so it's very similar to Skyblock. And so I wanted to like make a YouTube series about Superflat because no one seemed to be doing it on YouTube, and it was really fun. And then when they added villager trading, all of a sudden it was like, wait, this is a much more viable challenge than it just was. Because then you could get redstone and lapis for enchanting, and all of a sudden like the game really opened up. And also iron golem farms weren't possible before villagers. So, yeah, all of a sudden the challenge became like very doable, and I just kind of kept going with it. And then, yeah, over the years, uh, eventually when you're like 5 years into a world, it's just like, why would I stop? I just should keep going slowly. And so I always just kept chipping away at it because it's kind of like my own personal Zen garden. Like it's just a very relaxing place for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anytime I was like stressed out in college or anything like that, I would just go play a little bit in there. And even when I wasn't making as many videos, I would just like hang out in my world, try to get a few things done. And then all of a sudden it's like 10 years later. So it just kind of like time slipped away from me. Um, but definitely making YouTube videos motivated me to keep going for sure.
Yes. And this one's less of a question and more of a statement, but me and a friend made our own superflat SMP inspired by you, and it was a lot of fun, so thank you.
Oh, that's so cool. You're welcome. Yeah, that was like the whole point of my channel when I first started it, was to spread the concept of super flat and like introduce it to more people. So anytime I hear that I inspired someone to try it out, even just for a little bit, it just makes me so happy because I don't know, it just felt like for so long no one ever tried the challenge really, other than maybe a couple 100 days YouTubers here and there. And I think Superflat deserves better. I think it deserves to be up there with Skyblock and like the most famous challenges in the game because it's just so much fun. And it's
Yeah.
a lot like Skyblock. The thing I like about it is in Skyblock you spend a lot of time, placing platforms for your builds to go on. And in Superflat, the platform's already there for you. Otherwise, a lot of the same like resource challenges are pretty similar.
Okay.
So yeah.
And, um, if you ever need a new member of Flat SMP, reach out to someone named Bypixel. That is Byepixle. He's the person I started the Super Flat SMP with. He's great. You should,
Oh, I
yeah.
think I think I recognize that name for sure. I think I've seen that name around in my Discord.
Okay, yeah.
That's so cool.
So, would you ever start and play a long-term hardcore world?
I don't know. I'm probably not gonna do a long term one. I'm just starting to get into hardcore now. It's really fun. It's a big challenge for me because I've never really tried not to die in the game. So I have like a lot of really bad habits, like never wearing a chest plate because I always have an elytra on, and not like carrying extra totems and stuff like that. You have to play really differently in hardcore. The reason I probably wouldn't do a hardcore, like a long term one, rather, is sort of my main philosophy with the game centers around me having one world that I can just contribute to for the rest of time. Like for the rest of my life, I just want to keep adding to this one thing. And that's how I have the most fun with the game because, then rather than having a bunch of progress in a bunch of different worlds, you have it all in one world and it just gets bigger and bigger and better every single year. And so I I'm also just like really not good at handling loss. Like even when I die and like maybe lose some items in my regular world, I do not deal with it well. People who
Okay.
watch my streams are probably familiar with that. So losing an entire world would probably be not healthy for me. I think I don't
Yeah,
handle loss the best.
that's fair.
But
I
yeah,
I have a similar um way of thinking about Minecraft worlds of you where I want to contribute to one Minecraft world for a long time. Except that the world that I'm working on is hardcore, so that makes that interesting.
yeah, I think you just have to have a lot of confidence that I don't have. And and again, I'm just very bad at handling loss, but huge respect to hardcore players. It's so cool. It's such a cool challenge.
Yes, thank you. Um, what is your advice for up and coming Minecraft builders?
Ooh, yeah. So I think what really leveled up my Minecraft building the most was just seeking out more reference, both in real life and in Minecraft. So basically, making a Twitter, an Instagram, and a Pinterest account only for Minecraft inspiration. Pinterest I find is really good for like real life reference photos, like building from real life. And then Instagram and Twitter both have really good building communities on them with different styles too. The Instagram style is way different from the Twitter style.
Hmm.
Like it's funny. We have a joke on the bakery where people will look at a build and be like, "Oh, that's a Twitter build," or like, "Oh, that's an Instagram build," because there's different like styles on the two apps, which is kind of interesting. But so yeah, learning just keeping a lot of reference. I have like Instagram folders, Pinterest folders, and I sort it all out. You know, here's all my roof reference, here's all my plant reference. Um, and then learning how to do effective gradients and building diagonally are probably like the two biggest skills that I see newer builders not like tackling. Because I think, you know, practice makes perfect, but you do have to practice outside of your comfort zone. So if you're just building the same style over and over and over again, you're not going to really improve too fast. So it's like practice makes perfect, but it has to be the right kind of practice. And I think that the two things again that I see the most is people not gradienting or improving their gradients and not building diagonally. Because building diagonally is really, really hard, but it improves your builds so much. I can't even explain. Like since I started building diagonally, I learned so many new techniques. And I have like an analogy that I like to use because building can be really similar to drawing for me, which is sort of what I went to school for. I was an art major. And like for me, drawing feels like building up a library of assets where like, okay, you learn how to draw a lamp. Now I'm going to learn how to draw like a plant. Now I'm going to learn how to draw like, I don't know, a toaster. And eventually you have this huge library in your head of different things that you know how to draw, and you can kind of put them all together to make one finished drawing. I think building's really the same. It's like you can have a library in your head of like all different lamp designs and all different door designs, all different ways to do windows. And then eventually, once you have a big library of ways to do things in your head, you can kind of just pick from that asset library and combine them all together to make something really awesome. So that's the way I like to think about it. Just like every day trying to build something that's not in your library at all, so that you can add a new asset to your library and have an even bigger knowledge base, I guess.
That is genius. I should try that.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. I think that's like the number one thing I've learned how as I got older about like learning how to do anything at all is that practicing is only useful if you're practicing outside your comfort zone because it's really really easy to just master one aspect of something and then do it over and over again because it feels good and you get that little dopamine reward of like, oh, I did a good job. But you're not like challenging yourself. You need to like really push yourself outside your comfort zone and then you're going to see crazy improvement.
Okay. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oh, good question. I've never really tried it, to be honest.
That's
I know
fair.
that's crazy. I've like literally my girlfriend loves pineapple on pizza. She always orders it. I'm not like brave enough. I think I would like it. It seems fine to me.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think I would ever order it, but like I feel like I would like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How did you get to where you are today?
Ooh, I think the number one thing is kind of like my channel's whole mantra and like the whole like motto that I have on my channel is never give up. Like I think the way I got to where I'm at today is just being really, really persistent and trying over and over again for 10 years. And I could have made my channel work a lot faster if I had just like really, like I said, push myself outside of my comfort zone. Because for many years on YouTube, I was just making the same sort of video and it wasn't working. And rather than seeing that it wasn't working and trying new things and trying to push and improve my videos, I wasn't necessarily like I was just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. So I think I got to where I'm at by never giving up, but also eh, by finally exiting my comfort zone and pushing myself to really improve my videos with each and every upload.
Okay. And why should people subscribe to you?
I think they should subscribe to me if they like the videos. But yeah, I mean, other than that, if they're not familiar with the videos, I'd say, kind of what I just said. Like, I'm constantly trying to improve the video quality with every upload, so that's always a reason to join in. And beyond that, I think the main appeal to my channel, why you should subscribe to me, is because I'm never gonna quit my world. Like,
Ever.
you can join me on a journey that could be like another 20 years. You know what I mean? Like you could be a part of this crazy world that I promise I'm never gonna stop building in it as long as I can. So that's probably like the best reason for someone to subscribe to me is if they're interested in seeing what happens when you spend 20 years, 30 years, 40 years in a Minecraft world. I want to know. So yeah, that's my
Yes.
pitch.
I was flattered to have you on today. Thank you so much for coming. I'm out of questions. If there's anything else you want to talk about, you're welcome to bring it up, or otherwise, I'll just go.
I mean, I'm just flattered that you asked me to be on. This was super duper fun.
Of
Thanks
course.
for having me. This is it's a big ego stroke to be asked to be on a podcast because, like I said, a year ago, I definitely would never have been offered to come talk on a podcast. So it's a lot of fun for
Even
me.
if it's hosted by someone who's 1/600th your size.
Dude, it means a lot no matter who it is. It's
Thank
like
you.
the fact that anyone would want to hear what I have to say is crazy to me. So I appreciate it.
Okay. So don't forget to subscribe if you're on watching this podcast, or follow if you're listening to it on Spotify, and that's gonna be about it. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Mogswamp?
Stay cool. Have a good life, everybody.
Okay. Goodbye.
Take care.